Okay, so guys, now moving on to the next thing, that is how to choose a journal. The first thing I always recommend is that if you are going to choose a journal, one thing you have to do is first you should be a little bit aware of different types of categories of journals. Okay, so there are different categories of journals. For example, the W category, the Y, Z, and X category journals, and then we have the Y ones. Okay, so the highest one are the Y, then we have X, and then we have the Y, and then we have the Z. Okay, Z is like the lowest category journals, but still better than a predatory journal. What's a predatory journal? Predatory journal is that journal that does not make that is just on the lookout to earn some money. Okay, there are new journals that are just publishing articles. Either they want to get registered, and that's why they need people from different countries to send them articles, and then they charge you money for that. Or sometimes even they don't charge you money for anything. They just publish your article. But the thing is, your article is in a way lost because it's published in a journal that's not even recognized anywhere. Okay. So when you have put in so much effort, it's not good to let your article go to waste. It's better to go for a low category journal, but it should be indexed. It should be indexed in some good databases. Okay. So we have a little bit some of the databases like the PubMed, Scopus, and yeah, these two are like a little bit original databases. And the other one, like the Google Scholar mostly recognizes many of the databases, many of the journals without yes, it does check it and it's good, but always try to go for either PubMed index or the Scopus index journals. Okay, they are a little bit of higher category. So what I can do is the first thing I do is mostly I find articles that are related to my article, and then I see where they are published. Okay, I simply go, like for example, I have done a research on this heart failure and it's published in a Journal of American College of Cardiology. Okay, and then once again I search more. I search heart failure, CDC wonder analysis. Okay, so it was published, one of this was published in this one, and then I open this one and it's published in some other research study, and then I can see American Journal of Cardiology, where people from different heart failures are dying, and then this one is also a journal with metrics, and this is one way. Okay, you can just go around and see different journals that are targeting the articles that are similar to yours. Okay, or similarly, I can see, like if I'm a Pakistani, I can see where are my Pakistani fellows publishing their articles, and because that's mean that that journal has more chances of accepting your article. We want to submit our article to a journal that can submit it. Another approach is, this is one approach, just ask around people who are publishing and submitting and ask which journal is good, and they will give you some good advice. Second thing I mostly do is you first submit your article into a journal that's like very high category, that's like the W category journal. Go for the highest one you can. And then when it will get reviewed by the editors or reviewers of that journal and they will give some good feedback, you can improve your article according to it and then submit it in a journal that's a little bit below it, but another good one. Like if you are targeting W category, then go for the X one. And if you have done with the X category journal, then go for the uh, Y1 and the Z1. Okay. Even for this thing, you can take help from ChatGPT or AI or anything, Gemini or anything like that. You can just say, suggest me good journals with high acceptance rate. And sometimes I even say low impact factor. If it is a low impact factor, that means it has high impact. ठीक है, low impact factor, but PubMed index journal for this article. Okay, let me see. It has suggested me some of the journals. He's saying that you can publish into BMC cardiovascular disorder. Its acceptance rate is good. Impact factor is around 2, and it's PubMed index and also open access, and it's good one. Okay, then we have the Israel Journal of Health Policy Research. Its acceptance rate is real good. And then we have the Clinical Epidemiology and Global Health. Then we have the Human Resources for Health Journal of Clinical Epidemiology. Okay, and then we have the Annals of Medicine and Surgery. Its acceptance rate is very, very high, and it's a very good journal. Okay, and they are all in PubMed index. Sometimes I can even say that if those with no APC charges, article processing charges, if I want to go for free journals, and it can help you once again find out some good. Okay, so it's saying that the Brazilian journal it's fully open access, it's PubMed index, it has no APC charges, there's no article processing charges. You can go for this one. And then once again, it's another one, interactive cardiovascular and thoracic surgery, multimedia manual of cardiothoracic surgery, and these are the some of the good journals that you can go for. Okay. Once again, what I can do is after either of these two options, either ask around my fellows or just looking around when doing a literature review or asking from ChatGPT. For example, suppose I like this journal, okay, the Brazilian Journal of Cardiovascular Surgery, and I'm thinking of going for this journal. What I will do, I will go here and then I will go here. And firstly, I will see its latest articles. Are they of good level or are they of the level that my article is? And if I think so that they are not, for example, if you even go into Lancet, you will see different, very heavy clinical trials are published in that journal. Okay, and if you are doing a very simple study, so the chances of your article getting published in that journal are very less. Okay. Okay, now let me see here. It's a review article in history and application of mechanical assist devices as a bridge to heart transplant. Okay, and what about the original article? Risk factor associated with mortality after pericardial window in hospitalized patients, and what more? Redox signaling biomarkers. It's a little bit of like a difficult stuff. Okay. But still, I can go for this journal, and what I will do is I can even search on it here, a CDC Wonder. I want to see what of the CDC Wonder articles they have published in their journal. Epidemiology of congenital heart disease in Brazil. Okay, so it is, yes, it's published there, but they have not used the CDC Wonder. They have just used some kind of Brazilian database for studying about their disease. Okay, so it can happen that when I do a CDC Wonder analysis, it does not get published here because Brazil does not come in the US. Okay, but I can try and I can submit it there because it's like I can go for this journal. I can submit it here just to give it a try and just to get a good review. Okay, some other stuff that we have here is the impact factor. Let us see the impact factor of the journal. The impact factor of the journal is 1.2. Any impact factor more than 1 is good. Okay. Some of the journals are there that are not even given impact factor. So having an impact factor is a good one. The higher the impact factor, the better the journal. Okay, so 1.2 means a very good acceptance rate. Okay, it's not very high, but it's a good impact factor. Then we can further see where is it indexed. It's indexed in PubMed, it's indexed in EBSCO, in CNPq, KPIS, or any other of these databases. And that's also another thing that's good for me. Now what I will do is I will go in the instructions for authors. And I will be just going through this a little bit of the stuff. Let me tell you which stuff you have to focus on. You have to focus on that what kind of articles do they publish. Let me see. It's good to just go through it whole, but even if you don't want to, yeah, firstly we will see the publication fees. It's saying that it charges no publication fee. That's cool for us. Okay, and what about the other stuff? For author, declare all sources of conflicts. Okay. And let me go through it again. Okay, so now they have mentioned it here that what kinds of types of accepted document they accept the original article, that is like the cross-sectional clinical audit. They accept review article, that is a systematic review and that stuff. Brief communication, how I do it, multimedia, and letter to editor. Okay, so sometimes our CTC one analysis comes in a review article. Okay. But even I can check, or even I can ask or email the editor and ask that can I submit my series model analysis in your data in your journal or not? Okay. Then there are some of the stuff that they have mentioned that while writing an original article, what you should do, which guidelines to follow, for brief communication, what you have to do, and for editorial and stuff like that. Okay, and there are different types of for randomized control type, for study protocol, for quality improvement studies, for observational studies, for non-randomized trials. That is a trend. You have to follow these checklist. I will make you guys go through one of these checklists now, after this. Okay. Then further, they have explained that your cover page should be containing this information and then the manuscript and this stuff. Okay. So you have to make sure your article is written in this way. And one of the other way is that I told you guys beforehand, that is make sure that you just pick up a parent article and then submit your findings in that manner. Okay, like pick up an article in the journal that you are trying to publish and format your article according to that. Okay, then we have the last thing, how to submit it, submission. Now we have gone through the instructions for authors, and I am having this feeling that CDCs are not accepted in this journal. Okay, so what I can do is I can check here. Are CDC vendor analysis accepted in the Brazilian journal? Okay, it's saying that yes, it does accept it and it's considered in the original research article. It's because it's an epidemiological analysis. Okay, that's cool for me. Okay, so now I will go in the submission process and I will open up the submission. Okay, let me discuss this in the next session.